This week's episode of the award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Will Smith said, "Only a man knows what a man needs," while his back was being stroked. And I had to stand for knowing what you
hmm
want. I had to stand. He's been very clear in some subtle ways.
And then that young man was all up in that back getting it. What's that thing called between the shoulders? The clap, well, not just the
Traps.
clap cut in the front. What that's called in the back?
Traps. He was getting his traps.
Uh huh.
He was getting
Understand
trapped.
trap.
Yeah, he was getting trapped in the traps.
Mm-hmm. I'm like,
Um,
young man, put your elbows in it.
he might
He might be, he might be putting his elbows in it later. Hello,
get elbow deep in there.
the
Um,
Scientology girls speaking to some things.
I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. I just know what I see, and I saw a lot. I saw a lot with what's going on with Jada and Will. I wish them the best. I'm still waiting on this red table talk that she said she was going to bring herself to because today is Tuesday as we were recording. Ain't red table talks on Mondays?
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
I they are on Mondays, I believe.
Okay.
But in any event, I would like more information. I'm absolutely here to hear it. Um, yeah.
Well, after all that, August Alsina's album debuted at number 48. So I hope it was all worth it. Number 48, August Alsina. Said what she was going for.
Well, if he was going for just charting, shit, he charted.
All
Some of the
right, there
other,
you go. Threw it against the wall.
yeah, some of the other shit he did ain't ever charted. So that's that. Can't be mad at
Whew.
that. Um,
Uh,
I am the Superman TheSupaman, aka the Sassy Sagittarius, BKA August Alsina's agent.
chill. Lots of press for interview requests. My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters and, of course, ronaldmatters.com.
Our icebreaker this week is: have you ever had a sex injury?
Diarrhea.
How,
But
how,
I think that's a common symptom
how did
after
you,
getting dug out like that.
and you felt injured and you got diarrhea?
Let me see. A sex injury. I mean, like the usual muscle cramps because you be in them positions trying to hold it up and throw it back, and you be trying to a muscle cramp a time or two. But I also count that as just a work injury. It goes with the job. I mean, no reason to file a claim with the insurance or nothing.
No workman's comp.
I mean, is there one you're writing home about?
No, not necessarily. I was just, it's, I've had some. I know that the girls are out there getting them right now because this past July 4th weekend they couldn't stay in the house and they definitely didn't keep their pussy in the house. Um, I've had a bruised hip. Um, I had a busted lip. I had hickeys. I had some sex injuries in my day. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm fine with those. Are you fine with those, or you got to file a claim?
Um, I filed a claim as in like, uh, I'm not fucking you no more if you intentionally did these things. Some of them I went back and was like, you know what, that hurt, but let's do that again.
Hello. That way you can master it. Okay.
Yeah, still. Mhm. Shout out to the sex injuries. So let us know if you all have had any sex injuries yourself. Maybe we have not been as fortunate as some of you guys out there. Our affirmation this week is: look forward to getting older and wiser. The alternative is death or dumb. I think we all know people in both categories, unfortunately. Do your legacy a favor and age gracefully and add wisdom along the way.
Yeah, I definitely have been thinking about legacy like this specific past week. Um I don't know what it. And as you said, I can't remember. Okay, show and tell now. I can't show and tell. But yeah, I've really been thinking about legacy this week, and there have been some examples where I've really been looking at people like, "That's what you want your legacy to be." Like I know with Ben Carson, he was introducing some more dumb shit to take away shit from transgender people seeking housing. That was dumb, and that was just to follow up with Donald Trump's proposal about taking transgender health care
And he's
rights
been working
away.
on that for 2 months. It's like you don't have nothing
And
better to do.
I'm like, everything going on in housing in America right now, Ben Carson, and this what you want your legacy to be? Wow, during the everything is during the fucking pandemic. Like during the fucking pandemic, that's what you want your legacy to be. I don't know, but just I've been looking at people, and then like I read the headlines, I'm like, wow, that's what you want your legacy to be. And then the second one is during the fucking pandemic.
Confirmed.
I think those two are my go-to responses now. I just
Mm.
Ti read.
Well, don't get tired. Look forward to getting older or wiser. Again, the alternative is death or dumb. So, um, some people are just gonna be dumb. Some people are just gonna have to die. Our word of the day this week, WERD, is drug facilitated sexual assault, aka DFSA. Any clue?
What is you just told me what it was. I kind of sort
I
of have a
didn't.
feeling that it's referencing I what is it? I may destroy you because it sounds very I may destroy you ish.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
okay, because this I keep hearing. I forgot to watch it, but baby girl,
Hmm. We discontinue baby girl
I
and
know.
boyfriend. We discontinued that.
So, and we need to
So
discontinue DFSA probably.
no, we need to continue to keep the term around because it continues to happen.
Oh,
Um, we need to discontinue the people that are assaulting people with this action. Yes, we need to discontinue that, but we need to keep the term around so we have a proper way to say what is happening to people. So DFSA, drug facilitated sexual assault, occurs when alcohol or drugs are used to compromise an individual's ability to consent to sexual activities. These substances make it easier for a perpetrator to commit sexual assault because they lower inhibitions, reduce a person's ability to resist, and can prevent them from remembering details of the assault. And yes, the reference point is the HBO show "I May Destroy You," where it is uh, categorically spot on to the term. Um, I won't give anything away about the show. I think you guys should watch it if you can get HBO, or if you can steal somebody's HBO login. Get it however you can. But the term I think is extremely necessary because it happens to our trans community a lot, and definitely in a lot of gay scenes. And especially now that y'all are deciding that the pandemic is over and y'all going back out to the club and shit, um, don't put yourself in the position to be a victim of drug facilitated sexual assault. It can come when someone is near your drink that ain't got no business being that close to your drink, or giving you a free drink, or bringing you a drink that you did not see the custody exchange between the bartender and that person. You should be tracking the custody exchange. You should be like, okay, I saw him pour the cranberry in there. I saw him pour the tequila in there, and then I saw him put the lime on top, and then it went to my hand. If you don't have that chain of custody, don't drink it.
that's really great information. And not to change the subject, but I was watching the news. Oh, Lord Jesus, why was I doing that? But so they were saying that like there have been higher instances of people overdosing because they're doing drugs alone. And usually, when you're doing drugs, when you're voluntarily doing like cocaine or meth or injecting something, I don't know what the girls are doing, but this is what the news report was saying. So, people who are doing drugs alone are like, oh, yeah, girl, I can do a couple more cc's of that, and then overdosing. But I guess I'm assuming it's more likely that if you have a friend there who's shooting up with you or taking pills with you, that they're like, girl, no, girl, we just did a couple grams, that was enough, or a couple. I don't know what the right measurements are, but girl, we just did enough. That's enough of that. So people are dying just because they're doing all these drugs by themselves. One, because they feel lonely, and two, because they feel like their world is ending because girl, child, furlough and losing 40 million jobs lost and all that going on. But there have been more instances of people dying just from doing drugs voluntarily. So, sir, I do not need you giving me drugs that I didn't ask for, because you don't know if I had popped up something before I got here to you or before I met you. So slow
Yeah.
down. You
Yeah.
never know what people are already on.
Some people are very used to doing drugs socially with other people, drugs and alcohol. Because again, like I said, with the definition of drug facilitated sexual assault, it is drugs and or alcohol. It's not just isolated to certain drugs. And so, if you're used to doing drugs and or alcohol socially, now when you're doing them alone, it hit different when you got
Mm-hmm.
to do it by yourself. And when you got to do it by yourself, you're not gauging. Oh, you know what? Them people are looking at me funny. I'm gonna go ahead and go home. Oh, you know what? I threw up on her shoes. You know what? Let me stop. So you don't have those barriers. You can throw up by yourself, and you be like, okay, I'm gonna go rinse my mouth out, and I'm gonna keep on going. Cool.
All right now.
So you don't have those barriers when you're not social with drugs and or alcohol,
Yeah.
and you can push yourself over the limits if you're not being responsible. Um, and yes, that's a different topic from drug facilitated sexual assault, but it's also an important topic because of everything that's going on in the world today. Um,
Yes, Lord.
so, drug facilitated sexual assault, our word of the day, WERD. Support for this ghetto ass podcast comes from a couple awesome donors and from you beautiful people listening right now. Thank you guys so much for supporting this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to us every week and being patient with us. If you'd like to see this podcast continue, please get over to our Patreon right now. And for at least $1 a month, you can contribute to keeping this podcast on air and on the next and on the dicks of our oppressors and colonizers. This is the only black gay podcast about black gay issues on the air. And if you would like to see us continue, please get over to our Patreon and contribute. Our Patreon dollars will be going to an LGBT uh, cause, and we will be letting you guys know as soon as we find a worthy cause.
And don't forget, if you want to sponsor Here For It podcast, send us an email, hereforitpod@gmail.com, or any inbox where you listen to us on the internet, or any inbox where you can see us on the internet, because the DMs be about everything else. It might as well be about some sponsorship. And use
Agreed.
our hashtag Here For It Hive. Thank you guys so much who are already using hashtag Here For It Hive. But yeah, everybody else, get information. Beyonce with your new Italian name.
What?
Did you see that the some Republican congressman or something said Beyonce is not actually black, she's actually Italian, and her name is Anne Marie Leguizamo or something like
See, no, I don't pay. No, y'all got to figure out a time to log off the internet because when you see stuff like that, you should be like, you know what? It's time to log off. I've seen enough. I've seen
that. And
enough
he also
internet.
said
internet.
Patty
See,
LaBelle.
see, you see. That's when
And something
you should have already logged off. You should have said, you know what? I saw this bullshit. I don't need to see
he
no
said Patty
more.
LaBelle
I'm going to
did
go
too.
take a nap or I'm gonna read a book. You should have logged off and then you saw some more bullshit. Continue.
Move. Yeah, he said Patty LaBelle had did something, and so she was with the movement as well. She was with the Okay, it says Patti LaBelle is another Illuminati globalist puppet. In 1991, she's saying, I'm under your spell. I don't want to break free. You can make a slave out of me. I worship you
Yes,
and nobody else. I
and
pledge my
nobody
love to
else
you forever.
forever.
Who is she
Yes.
professing to? Lucifer?
She was professing to dick. If you don't know, and that's how I know you don't know that song. That whoever wrote that. If you don't know that she was professing to dick, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You should not be reporting anything. She was professing to
Oh,
dick. Some, mm, I'm not even going down that rabbit hole again. That's why
He's
he
running
should
for
log off.
Congress in Florida.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course.
Who was she professing to? Lucifer?
Dick. That's what was going on in Patti LaBelle's life. If y'all is she supposed to be Italian too? That's the blackest Italian woman I've seen.
But yeah, that happened. So I guess that hashtag tappy topics. But
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, let's get there now then. Last week we chatted about a crowded white club closing down after the white gays got the Rona. We talked about that last week,
we did. We did.
and
Because
I'll be damned
it
if
gets
the
better,
black
allegedly.
no, I'll be damned if the black gays didn't say hold my beer.
And hold my Hennessy bottle.
Child, that's not that. I expect that part. I expected that part. It's hot outside, niggas. That happens every June and July. Stupid fights with drunk people doing stupid things. This part I did not expect. They had a damn pool party at the club.
Haywire weekend. The girl had to sign up. She was the promoter. I guess she was a what you call it
I don't know. What do
when the
you
girls
call
be in
it?
the boxer ring holding up which round it is. They're like round seven. She was one of those kind of girls. It said Haywire weekend on it. I was like Haywire weekend. Y'all mean Haywire down to the ER? Haywire down to the ICU? Haywire weekend? Huh?
Hmm.
Girl,
Um.
Haywire down to the testing facility.
So I'm trying to figure out if they know the world is ending. So we're just so that like they're just gonna say fuck it and like go out to the club and twerk and be like, girl, the world is ending. We might as well just go out here and get our life one more time at the club. That's what I'm wondering at this point is do do these people know something that I don't know? Am I missing it? Because I'm willing to be dumb. I'm willing to be like, you know what? I missed it. I missed the memo that the world was ending. So fuck it. Let's go to Dominican Republic one more time because I want to go.
Sweetie.
I want to
I
go.
just joined a group on Facebook about all the black people who love all inclusive resorts. So I'm trying to see. I forgot what the name of the group is, but it's dedicated to black people who go to the all inclusive. Look, now we love a good deal, a good special.
I do.
I'm
And
trying to see.
if they know that the
Let me
world
add
is
you to
about
the
to
Facebook
end,
group.
if they know that the world is about to end, tell me so I can come out to the club and twerk with y'all. Because I didn't know. If the world is ending, then tell me. Because that's what these people are acting like. And it is so confusing to me. Um and so I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up because I gave the white gays some smoke last week and the black gays y'all are not uh
Yeah,
y'all are not
immune,
y'all
literally.
that's a better word than the word that I was thinking. We're gonna find out if they immune. Um, the next story again. I don't want these stories to all be coronavirus related, but y'all don't give me no choice. Sometime. The next story is about uh Alabama students having a COVID-19 party, and they had the party with someone who was hosting the party that has tested positive for coronavirus. And the point was to see who can get sick first at the party. And if you got sick first, then you win the money that they had all pulled together to gamble. So again, I just want y'all to tell me if the world is ending and y'all know it, someone tell me so I can go and do all the shit that y'all are doing and have fun. I want to go have fun. I saw
I want to do
on
hood rat stuff with my friends.
I really do. Do you know how many hood rat friends of mine have? I have a hood rat friend that literally texted me and told me honestly and openly, like it was nothing, that he was at a sex party this weekend. And I was like, so I know the sex party scene. So you mean like you in a dark room?
Chris, Jeremy, Derek, all of them. They was there.
I'm not saying names. I'm saying
Oh.
Um, y'all were in a dark room, everybody fucking, and huffing and puffing.
And licking on you. Don't lick me, sir.
So,
Well, I don't know. Do I want you to lick me? I don't know. I might.
but licking ain't as dangerous as huffing and puffing. So you mean like you are getting all of the droplets in your throat and in your nose out into the air. Everyone's breathing it, and then everyone's breathing it back out. Like I was like, I'm so grossed out by sex parties right now. I can't believe that I used to do that shit. Um,
In 10 days, I'm like, a new symptom, the CDC updated. Your rectum might be inflated. What the
well,
rectum gonna be? It's gonna be a new symptom about the rectum.
some of the rectums already inflated, and that had nothing
Oops.
to do with coronavirus.
Oops.
Um, so I'm moving on from coronavirus. Well, no. I'm gonna say this one last point. There's also um black gays that are trying to defend being out and about and clubbing and quote unquote carrying on life as normal and pointing the finger at everyone that is still in quarantine and wearing masks and doing the right things that CDC told us to do. They're saying that we're scary. If y'all's too scary to come out and be out and talk about, you know, carrying on life as normal, then y'all scary. Just stay your ass at home, and we'll see y'all in 2021 or 2022, whenever y'all
I was
decide.
gonna say, girl, more like 2023, the way y'all carrying on. And we'll be having to be pallbearers, and we're gonna be carrying y'all to the fucking grave. Keep playing with Corona.
That's the point that I was getting ready to make. Was
Oh,
you talking
sorry.
about you'll see us in 2021? No, you won't. You may not see 20. You may not see August 2020 if y'all keep fucking around. Don't
You
worry
sound
about seeing
scary.
me. Don't worry about seeing me in 2021 if I just stayed my ass at home and did exactly what they told me to do. Worry about you seeing 2021. Worry about you seeing 2022. Okay, sure, you a gym gay and I got to keep these muscles together because the girls think I'm cute. I got to get back to the gym. If you think that's important and you think that's more important than your goddamn life, cool, go,
Take out a life insurance policy right now and make me the beneficiary. Thanks.
go,
Call me and get my social if I know you doing dumb shit like that.
go. You stop watching the news. You stop watching numbers. You don't believe it. You on Gia Gunn's team until Gia Gunn felt like she had to apologize and that this was a hoax. Cool, cool. I just want y'all to stop putting it on social media and stop glorifying it. I'm not telling y'all not to exercise your freedom to assemble and your all your rights. Cool. But stop glorifying it and trying to invite other people into your bullshit. And like, come on out to the club with us. It's cool. It's friendly. It's fun. Come to the sex party. No. Mm-mm. No. No.
You sound like a straight person saying it's okay to be gay. Just why you gotta flaunt it in our face? That's what you really just sounded like. And I want you to think about that. You don't have to respond right now, but you really just sounded like you said y'all can be gay, but why you gotta flaunt that in our face? That's what you just said.
I'm okay with that if that's the case. Because you know what? Um, when straight people said that, that is trying to put people into a closet and trying to keep people subjugated. And when I say, cool, go out to the club, go out to the gym, I'm not trying to subjugate nobody. I'm to be free. That's not subjugation. Be
Just don't
free.
do it in your face.
Why glorify it? Why
I
glorify
don't know.
this is
You
a
tell me,
different
man.
time. This is not last year. Last year, sure, take everyone was taking gym pictures and doing gym videos, and I'm going to the club and it's pride. And sure, why pretend that 2020 is not different? Does anybody not think that 2020 is different? This is different. Moving along.
You can do it. You can do it. Don't give up. You can stay home. Hashtag stay home DC. And when
DC,
I'm and when I'm not at the
DC,
damn job, I'm
Texas,
hashtag
Florida,
Arizona,
Arizona, California.
Los Angeles
Shit,
County,
girl.
Atlanta specifically. Shout out to Mayor Bottoms. She tested positive. She doing interviews and can't even. She still is. She's like, child, I'm a mother, and I'm also a wife, and I got to be the mayor, and I'm positive for COVID. Somebody come clock in and do some of this work. She like somebody. She's still in shock that she's positive, and she the one out here leading the charge for the whole state of Georgia. Because ain't nobody else in Georgia, ain't no other mayor in Georgia. Child sent the pamphlet out or nothing.
Speaking of
Fulton County, what are y'all doing? Fulton County.
speaking of Georgia, Ricky Smiley morning show. Um, I don't listen to the radio no more because I ain't got nowhere to go to sit in the car to listen to the radio. But I hear like certain small clips from Ricky Smiley morning show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love Eva still, even though she not gonna be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, whether she got fired or quit. Neither here nor there. I love Eva Marcel, and so I think maybe that's the reason why I even still listen to the small clips from Ricky Smiley morning show. But a few days ago, they were covering the topic of Hill Harper talking or commenting on a Zaya Wade picture.
Happy
And
birthday, Zaya Wade, on Gabrielle Union's profile.
yes, and in typical black morning show fashion, they missed the point and missed the mark in talking about the story. Um, you can look it up if you aren't familiar with the story, but it's on their YouTube page, Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
You
The
want me to
issue
go
that I
look that up and traumatize myself?
no,
Thank you
I'm
for
not.
that
I'm,
recommendation.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Calm down. The issue that I have is on this morning show panel. They're all, I think, still socially distancing the show, so they're all in different places, but they're all zooming in or whatever platform they're on to do this morning show. Um, the topic came up in Gary with the T. Gary is a black gay man, and he's an older black gay man, and he be wrong about stories most of the time when he be reporting them. All shade. Um, Also on the show is the Brat. The Brat is a lesbian. At a point during this show, I was trying to figure out why is a lesbian and a gay man laughing at a trans child being misgendered by Hill Harper. And when I say laughing, they were cackling. It was too funny to them. They were very tickled. They were like, oh, Hill Harper, I can't believe Hill Harper said that about Zaya. It was so funny. It was extremely funny. And I was trying to figure out what's fucking funny about that. Why don't y'all know any better? Debrat, yes, you just came out, but you ain't new to the LGBT community.
Uh oh.
She ain't. Let's call the thing a thing. You just came out, but you ain't new to the LGBT community. So why is it funny for Hill Harper to be saying and misgendering Zaya Wade on the internet while you trying to report an actual story? I'm confused. I am still confused.
Well, our colorful commentary is the same. I don't. Well, I know that I can't expect one person to sit on a radio show and represent a full spectrum of people, but also still I
What is
expect you to
two?
like mention the other side of the story, even if it's not the vision or the view that you share. I assume it's expected of you, and what your lane is supposed to be as the person on the panel of what give us the view. Talk to us about it. Should we be thinking about this more? Is this something? Is this funny or did Hill Hopper misspeak? I think getting to the point, Hill Harper misspoke. I think his social media person posted it on his profile, and then he ended up apologizing, and saying it doesn't matter who posted it; it was from my account, so I take responsibility for it. So Hill Harper did come back on the back end and say that, but I don't know if that's what they discussed on the morning show. I
They did
haven't
not.
listened to that. I didn't listen to it, so
They did not. Um, but neither here nor there. Um, Misgendering Zaya Wade is not a funny topic.
and we all have gathered girls before for Miss Ginger and Zaya, so it ain't no secret. Don't play over here at this house. Play over there at your
It ain't for play over here. It's really not. Um, but the point that I'm making is I could understand, like you were saying, there's a pressure to um have to defend the whole LGBT community, and have to be the LGBT representative when you're the only person in the room. I can understand that sometimes. I don't have a problem being that only LGBT person and defending the whole LGBT community, because all y'all can get all of these words, all y'all can get all of these hands at all times for me. So I will say that for me. So I'm not going to say that for everybody else, but it's two of them. It's a lesbian that represents the L, it's a gay that represents the G, and they both didn't represent none of the LGBT community by laughing at misgendering Zaya Wade.
What's funny about that?
I don't know.
Oh, I was I don't know. I'm not laughing. I don't know.
I'm not laughing either. So, Gary with the T, please get your shit together, or get the fuck off the air. The brat, hmm, same. Because you ain't put out no music, and if your commentary on the radio ain't gonna help uplift the community that you come from and that you've been eating pussy out
You
of,
supposed to rep your hood.
if
Y'all on the
you
radio, people give shout outs to their hood and they who they rep all the time, and y'all can't rep y'all own hoods and sets and things, right? Go away from me with this. I'm not here for it.
Brat been eating pussy out the community for
Well,
2 decades, and if you can't represent and protect your community, the same community that you've been eating pussy out of, then girl, get the fuck off the air. Because you ain't giving us no music. You ain't doing nothing up there that's funny. And we already got Lisa Ray over on the other show, so that's our representative from your family. Um, hmm.
it's the Noah's Ark reunion next. I'm trying to lighten.
Drag Race. I thought Drag Race was entertaining this past
All
week.
right. What was the okay? Let me see. Again, I did not. I'm so ashamed. Okay, so
I believe India. I'm gonna say that between India and Alexis, who was lying?
oh, okay, because yeah, there was a conspiracy to remove Shay,
Say
and it was revealed this week. I believe it too because when the regional queen from LA, Shay, Mayhem, when she went home, she said, "I thought everybody was going to vote for Shay, so that's why I did it." So when Mayhem said that, she left that nugget in her exit interview, and then this comes around and turns around.
the
I
very next
said,
episode.
"Bitch."
So, I like that Alexis is playing a game to win or a game to at least get in the top three. But I believe Mama is lying. I believe I
I like
believe it.
Alexa. I'm gonna tell y'all, I like Alexa so
I like her too, but I believe she is lying. I
much.
believe India when she said that Alexis is being underhanded. Look, girl, listen to your gut. And I really thought, like, when Shay was having that conversation face to face with Alexis, I was like, oh, Shay getting ready to get her ass the fuck out of here. Because that's what I would do.
Mm.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm not even going to play foo foo with you. I'm not even going to play foo foo and back and forth and he said, she said, and all that bullshit. Just go and get out the way. And that's what I would have did. But, because I mean, India going to be in the bottom again next week. Shit, she'll have another chance to go home.
So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. And you know that's difficult. So okay, so it was her fourth time in the bottom.
Yes.
If it was her time to go, it was her time to go. I know the way I feel, and I want to get revenge because this girl had voted me last week, so and it was revealed, so I'm gonna vote that girl up. Yes, but she's a fierce competitor, and so you keep the fierce competition around because you want to beat that bitch and winning and taking home the crown and showing that bitch that even with your underhanded scheme, hoe, look at what he has done for me. Amen. I think Shay is more into that realm, but it was India's time to go, so she voted with the track record instead of voting with her heart and her shade.
But
but
but it's a risk
but
because Rue
but
has changed the game. Rue has changed
but
the rules of the game. in saying if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. And so that
Yep.
means Shay has to win everything from here on out to not be in
Is
the
that not what
bottom.
she's been doing? I mean, like, no shit.
Well, I'm just saying that that's pressure. And you didn't have to have that pressure if you sent this bitch home. If you sent this bitch home and you end up in the bottom next week, okay, the other girl's gonna be like, okay, I want Shay to be here anyway because she's a fierce competitor and I don't have nothing against her. But let Alexis win next week and you in the bottom. What the fuck you think she gonna do? You think she gonna have
Go.
the same grace? No. She gonna be like, you know what? That bitch is fierce competition, and I see these other weak bitches around me, and I'm tired of being number two.
Drag Race is boring, but it's good. So Untucked was good. I forget what the challenge was. What was the challenge? What did they do?
It was Snatch Game. Oh no,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Snatch Game of Love. It was Snatch Game of
Yeah,
Love.
Snatch Game. Yeah, it was Snatch Game.
Um. So yes, Alexis Mateo. She was like, "Well, I'm gonna keep the actor thing going because Mateo Alexis Mateo was really good in the Snatch Game of Love." And then who else was really good? Shea Coulee
Jujubee.
was good as Flavor Flav. Yep.
Jujubee as Eartha Kitt was the best Eartha Kitt. No shade to Valentina, my love. I love you, sweetheart. But um, Jujubee was the best Eartha Kitt, and she didn't have to do it in blackface. So work.
Yeah, and yeah, that Jeffree Star that homegirl did, it was just you just had to go, girl. It was this week went your week, and then there was a prom challenge, and you came out in a goth look, and then I was like, even though Shay herself did a non-traditional prom look, but it's like,
No, it was a
mm,
traditional prom look, and that's how I know y'all young hoes don't get references. I saw that as well of people saying that that wasn't really a prom look. It was a play on Carrie, which is a
mm-hmm,
movie based on prom. The girl went to prom and had blood dropped on her head, and she was playing off of the role of Carrie, including oh shit, um, including what happened to her with the roses.
uh-huh.
So that does make it prom because the reference is a prom movie, a movie centered around prom, a prom dress. You can't get more prom than that.
So, what's coming up next week on Drag Race? I don't think we saw a preview. What's happening next week? I'm not really sure, but I'll be watching probably 45 minutes late when I get on Twitter and see that it's trending. I'm like, oh shit, let me turn it on. I just don't be watching it live. I just keep missing it. But
Workout. um. So our next story is evolving by the when I originally wrote about the story, um, this person hadn't come out to say anything at all, and today she has come out to say something, and I'm going to get to that, but I'm going to start with the story first. Halle Berry had suggested that she was planning to play a transgender man in an upcoming film. Berry explained that the film was pitched to her some time ago but was put on the back burner ahead of production on her directorial debut, Bruised, in which she plays a disgraced MMA fighter. She said, I'm thinking of playing a character where the woman is a trans character, so she's a woman that transitioned into a man. She's a character in a project I love that I might be doing. So, um, Halle Berry, bless your heart. You don't know how to read the room. You are late. You are oppressed. You are confused. You obviously don't know anything about people that may be trans in the MMA sport. Um, you don't know anything about trans, apparently, as well. Uh, and you missed the memo from Scarlett Johansson when we dragged the fuck out of her. Either you missed that memo or you just said, you know what? It's been a minute. They'll forgive me.
why are you quiet? That's all you got?
No, that's the story. So
Oh,
would you like to comment on the
um,
story and then I will come back with the apology that she said?
okay. So I remember I thought we dragged this when it first came up. Like when I saw the headline, I was like, I thought we dragged this already. I guess we gonna drag it again. Well, I'm here for
No,
that.
the previous story was about Scarlett Johansson.
So Scarlett was supposed to play the trans person.
Yes.
Oh, because I remember that there was a movie coming up about playing a trans person and so on. So, I was like, I thought we dragged. I thought we had. So I had figured no black person in their right mind would pick it up, but here goes Halle
This is a
Berry.
different movie, my love.
Yeah, because
The
it was called Rug and Tug, the Scarlett Johansson movie. Yes, I follow. So I just really imagine, and so there's the story that I read said that Halle Berry was on Instagram Live last Friday, saying that she was so excited and telling all of her viewers about it, and she was acting like she didn't know what they, them, and there was, and getting it all misconflicted. Is that a word? Misconflicted. And so, and so she's been dragged over the weekend, and so she's promised to do better and listen and all those everything her publicist told her to say in a statement.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was gonna read next. So, um, her statement goes: Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to discuss my consideration of an upcoming role as a transgender man, and I'd like to apologize for those remarks. No, that's not remarks. You signed on to a deal. Those not remarks. You didn't. As a cisgender woman, I now understand that I should not have considered this role. You figured that out in less than 24 hours? Then you knew better before then. That ain't that's not like a new discovery. People start dragging your ass and he was like, "Oh shit, let me pull this back." That's what happened. I now understand that I should not have considered this role, and that the transgender community should undeniably have the opportunity to tell their own stories. I am grateful for the guidance and critical conversation over the past few days, and I will continue to listen. No, you won't. Educate. No, you won't. And learn from this mistake. No, you won't. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. When was the last time Halle Berry was starring in anything that anybody saw? Mm, don't
I do
worry.
remember seeing her at the Cannes Film Festival last year promoting the documentary 5B, which was about the first AIDS ward in San Francisco when, quote, the gay cancer first came out. So I did see that she was an ally promoting that at Cannes Film Festival, being on the red carpet and letting people know that she was excited to see the documentary. So I'll give her that. Because I did watch the 5B documentary over the weekend, which is the only reason why I know that happened. And then today I found out this story, and I was like, well, how were you just last year at Cannes Film Festival supporting 5B, the documentary, but now you want to play trans characters? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I'm just, Halle Berry is confusing me right now. So confused.
I'm not confused. I see right through the bullshit. It's bullshit. It's I want to do something edgy. I want to try to get nominated for an award. I want to be Hillary Swank, and transform myself and throw myself into a role. The community be damned. The biggest issue is there are trans men actors that can be doing this role that aren't offered anything else. They literally can't get another job because of the way that they present in the world. And people are like, "Oh, I don't know about that. You want to be like a man in my movie, but you're a trans man? I, you might not be the right fit, quote unquote." And they hear that over and over and over and over again. And now here comes a project that a transgender man can literally be playing. And here comes this cisgender woman, rich woman of power, circumstance, and privilege with an Oscar. She don't have to work no goddamn more. All her goddamn clan of children will be fed. She will be fine. There's a transgender man of color right now. At least it's like three or four of them. We saw them in Disclosure that we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, shout out to Michael, is it Michael Bryan Smith?
Yes, and
Um,
Marquise
Marquise Vilson. Yes, those
Vilton
are two black trans men that can definitely take the role.
definitely take the role, and I'm sure they're not like I'm sure they're working, but they're not getting the exposure that a big Hollywood movie would give them as far as being in a starring role in something that they know. Halle Berry don't know shit about being a trans man. Nothing. She don't know nothing about it. And going to a con red carpet don't give you no credibility. So, so sorry about it. That's the end of my topics for this week. Execute Ed Buck. Ed Buck is still in jail. Hopefully, getting ran through until his supposed court date next year. Um, the system is failing us. We're allowing rich white men to sit up in jail and eat taxpayer food, probably get taxpayer medicine, and have committed murders and not paid the price for it. So, fuck Ed Buck forever. Hashtag execute Ed Buck.
The song for my soul this week.
Oh, you move around. Okay, wait, before you do that,
Oh,
I have one small sexual health note. I didn't know you
okay.
was just moving right on in. Um, Sexual health, like we said last week, mask for mask, and I'm going to extend that mask MASK for mask MASC and film and dom and sub and anything in between because girl, everybody needs masks right now,
Everybody.
and that's
They
just
and them. Come
that
on.
is in sexual health this week.
So listen closely, kids. Are you listening? Especially you.
I'm listening.
So all I really wanna be is an icon or a statement. No, it's legendary. All I really wanna be. I be jamming when the legendary show come on. That so you wanna be a legend, a
A
statement,
statement.
a star. I be getting my. I'm like, come on now. And then the judges start walking out. I'm like, okay, they're gonna lay on me. Okay, well, let's see what Law Roach got on this week. Okay, well, there go Deshaun. Yes, Deshaun. And then the British woman starts talking, then I get lost. I'm like, but I was just doing so good. And then so I rewind and I go listen to the theme song. All I really wanna be is an icon or a statement. No, it's legendary. I be I'm like, I gotta go back to where I was. And then I have to fast forward back through the judges coming out and then just see what the topics is going what the category is. So shout out to Legendary because Jamari Balmain slayed this week. Cheyenne slayed this week. Carlos
Michaela.
was Devin giving he could stop time, whatever that guy's name is from the Marvel movies. Carlos was giving you time travel, stopping and things with the hand performance. But the honeybees came out and they was the villains and they won the 15K. And I was like, oh my God. But they did slay though. So shout out to Legendary. And they did.
When Homegirl got her cape pulled, that was all I needed to see in the battle. The battle was over. Battle was over. Because when she got tugged, that the battle was over. Y'all could have just
Get
stopped.
over here.
I think and I think Rope said that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely get into Legendary if y'all have not been watching. It is great LGBT content. Um, the song for my soul this week.
I'm
Um,
so all I really wanna be. I'm sorry, I'm still on a
wow,
okay.
wow. I give this young lady a lot of flack because she be doing dumb shit. And sometimes she says dumb shit. But this is my favorite song from her, and I think it is an important song for right now because everyone needs a little bit of motivation because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. And if you can find your motivation in a song, please find it in a song no matter how ratchet. So here we go. Look, they gave a bitch two options stripping or lose. Used to dance in the club right across from my school. I said dance, not fuck. Don't get it confused. Had to set the record straight because bitches love to assume. Mama couldn't give it to me. Had to get it at Sue's. Lord only knows how I got in those shoes. I was covered in dollars. Now I'm dripping in jewels. A bitch play with my money. Might as well spit in my food. Bitches hated my guts. Now they swear we was cool. Went from making tuna sandwiches to making the news. I started speaking my mind and tripled my views. Real bitch. Only thing fake is the boobs. Get money, go hard, you motherfucking right. Never been a fraud in my motherfucking life. Um, Get Up 10 is an awesome
Come
motivational
on.
song by Cardi B from her obviously from her debut album. Um, there are other songs on there that I like, but I love that song. I think that song is very inspirational. I think it's very hood. I think her ghostwriter went off. It was it was dope. It was amazing. And it is the song for my soul this week.
Look at you. It's like when you go into the grocery store and you gotta get, like we said about the other man who was playing his turn up song before he go in the grocery store. Like that's your one right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Bitch, stay 6 feet back.
So listen, you might need one because the grocery store is a dangerous place. If y'all have seen these goddamn videos with these Karens, I am trying to avoid white people at all costs. Anytime I go to the grocery store, I go to the grocery store, I go to the liquor store, I go to the gas station, I go back home. I'm trying to avoid white people anywhere in between that because I don't have time and I don't have patience. And so if I have to listen to Get Up 10 before I go in so I can go and get all my shit real quick, get in the line, ignore them hoes, and get the fuck out, then that's what I'm gonna do. And I encourage y'all to do the same. What are you here for this week?
Okay,
Or
give me
not?
space. Okay, here we go. Two things. The first thing, again, while watching the news, Lord Jesus Christ, I gotta write this down. Well, I need to stop watching the news, and I won't have nothing to write down. How about that?
You just gotta watch
Uh,
the news for 10 minutes at a time. Don't get obsessed. You need to get the information, but just 10 minutes at a time. Turn the shit
so Benjamin Benjamin McDonald, oh, excuse me, was told in the 5th grade, your kind don't go to university. You should settle for a trade school.
off.
And black kids tell this story so much about how, yes, I'm struggling a little bit in the maths and the sciences. I might get the English. I might be struggling, but bitch, don't give up on me. Bitch, they pay you to believe in me. So for you to tell me when I'm 10, 11 years old that my kind don't go to university, bitch, your kind don't go to university, and yet you hear your kind shouldn't have went to university. Your kind shouldn't have stole all the fucking knowledge and then put it in all the books and then told the black people that they couldn't read for hundreds of years. Your kind shouldn't have done that. Let's start there.
Or omitted the knowledge.
Took the shit and put it in goddamn museums and then told me that I had to pay $40 to get access to see my goddamn history. Whew. But anyway, so Ontario, Canada is they've agreed that they're going to stop this thing called quote academic streaming. It's the decision that you make in ninth grade where students usually choose if they want to go down the collegiate path or if they want to go down the trade school path. And according to the people in Canada, CBC News, studies show that disproportionately black people and lower income families are diverted from the pathway towards higher education. Now, I do remember that was an end quote, sorry. I do remember being when I was in Memphis City schools, usually like 7th grade, 8th grade, they tell you to start thinking about which way you want to go. Because you can either get on the bus to go to the cosmetology school, where you can learn how to repair cars or do hair, or you can do those things. You get on the bus and go to the trade school around the corner somewhere 1 mile away. Or you could stay on the collegiate path and you could stay on campus and take classes towards going to university. And of course, I was like, well, I'm already in all the honors things and I'm getting straight A's. So, of course, I want to go down the university path. I can't believe you would assume that I want to fix cars. Nowadays, girl, studies show that 40% of people who go to university, they go to college, don't get their degrees. And I wish I would have learned how to fix cars. At least I could be charging $35 an hour and fixing a car and not having to bring my work home because girl, the car is still at the damn shop. So I mean, I can't fix it while I'm at home. Meanwhile, my ass bringing my work laptop home, and debate on if doing the work is better on my work laptop or my own personal laptop. Shit. So, but to tell children back to Ontario, Canada, To tell Benjamin McDonald that your kind don't go to university, bitch, his kind is and continue to be because black women remain number one in the fucking college education, which is why Donald Trump also now wants to focus on steering away from college education and going towards experience. And you know why? Because white men usually get pushed into goddamn rooms when they're 14, 15 years old. And meanwhile, we get pushed into working when we're 14 to 15 years old. I remember when I was 13, I was like, well, maybe when I turn 14, I can go work at Chick-fil-A so I can bring some extra money home to my family. No, these white men get pushed into the goddamn director roles and getting access to goddamn mentors and creating their relationships in different ways. So that way, when it's time to go do internships and things like that and preparing to go to colleges, they already have those relationships established. So Donald Trump was going, well, let's go towards experience instead of college education. Anyway, I'm supposed to be fighting my point, and y'all know that's very difficult. So I'm just glad that Ontario, Canada is moving away from that. I do hope that worldwide school boards are moving away from telling children that their kind is not worthy of a college education because girl, what is the college education showing us? Practically half of us are not graduating. So you should be pushing children to go do something that's going to make them some money so they can pay their bills, one, and pay their taxes, second, and three, be able to afford wearing masks. The second thing, queerty.com had an article called "The Most Googled Queer Films in America, Broken Down by State." So, some good things and bad things here. Queerty just reported the news. They didn't do the study. The study was just did, and they was like, "Well, girl, we'll link to the study." Cool. So Queerty, not blaming them. So some popular movies like The Normal Heart, um, Larry Kramer just passed, R.I.P. Moonlight, shout out to the Best Picture, Oscar award winning. They came up in a couple states, and shout out to Boys Don't Cry. They also made the list in certain states. New York liked some movie from 1986 called Parting Glances, which is from 1986 when I guess some guy decided he was moving to Africa, and his partner said that you just moving to Africa to escape seeing all of our friends die.
Hmm.
Wow, sounds like a very traumatizing movie for New York City in 1986.
I might have to look that one up. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, Georgia, the number one movie, their movie was High Art. I have no clue what that is. Here in DC, the number one movie is Can You Ever Forgive Me? No clue what that is.
I think
And
I've heard of
in
that one. I haven't seen it.
my home state, Tennessee, it's The Watermelon Woman. I'm like, I have no clue what the fuck is this shit. But I did watch the trailer for another movie called Beginners. It was like in 6 or 7 states. So Beginners from 2003, and apparently this 75-year-old man came out to his son after his mom died, after the boy's mama died. So the mom and daddy were married, and I guess the daddy lived to 75, and mama died, and so the daddy was like, "Well, girl," I mean, I guess he was like, bro, I need to tell you something. And he came out the closet. And so the guy was saying this is the first time he's ever seen his father in love. And his relationship with a younger man, of course, when you're 75, everybody's younger than you. Um, so it
Are
was the
these
first
black
time he had
people?
seen, of course not. I'm getting to the point. It took me a while. um, this was the first time he'd ever seen his father in love, and so then they taught the son how to love women better, and all those things were going on. And then the father gets cancer, and I assume he dies. But anyway, that's bad to say. But if you're 75,
You made that leap?
cancer can be really aggressive when you're 75. I'm just saying, just because probably at 75, you probably got high blood pressure. I don't know what other comorbidities you have. I assume the father died. I'm guessing. I don't know. If the man lived, I will watch it and be surprised. But that's the one movie from this whole the most Googled queer films in America broken down by state that I want to see. Beginners. And the main point is I want to see a black version of this. That's the main point. I want to see a black version of this. Moonlight was like the only black movie I saw. Like I was like, girl, can somebody sponsor this? Or maybe ronaldmatters.com can get together and do like a 2,000 person study and what
No,
I can
go
do.
watch Blackbird.
Yeah, but I want to do it like across like the top 10 to 20 cities where black gay people are, and then I want to do like a survey of like, because especially when I saw that dude on OnlyFans do the art of fellatio study, I'm sure I can do like a study, right,
I guess.
with a Google Docs. So I'm inspired. So I'm here for it. One, I'm here for that.
So you're
Um,
inspired by OnlyFans.
no, I'm inspired by the queerty article. Well, kind of. I'm
Yeah,
here
that's.
for the
Thank you.
queerty
Catch
article
up.
about.
Catch up. Come on.
I'm here for that, and then it inspired me to do another thing, and then I know that it can be done because I've seen the OnlyFans girl do a free survey on Google Docs. So then I will just, and I'm inspired to create a survey and ask and solicit people to do the black gay version of it. I am inspired to do that. Yes.
Good. Make sure you
Yeah.
follow up. Follow up. Follow up is the most important
Because
thing.
some of these white movies I never heard of. I wonder if I've never heard of the black ones, but that'll be very difficult to do. But I'm up for the challenge.
Hashtag challenge. Get your knees ready.
What are you here for this week?
I'm not here for something.
Oh my
Surprise,
god.
surprise. Here in the lovely state of Virginia, where I currently reside, there is a photographer. He does weddings. He brings his camera, he brings his video setups and lights and all of these things for people's weddings outside of Corona because, girl, I don't know if anybody really, it's not that many weddings even going on this whole year. Anyway, he's a wedding photographer.
Mm-hmm.
He's filed a preemptive lawsuit against the state's new LGBTQ rights law. So we reported this on this show a while ago about the Virginia Values Act, which bans discrimination against um, sexual orientation, gender identity in housing, public and private employment, public accommodations, and access to credit. Um, and all of those things that people typically will be able to discriminate against people with a different sexual orientation than them. That law went into effect last Wednesday. Last Tuesday, this motherfucker filed the lawsuit trying to beat it to the court and using the same premise of the law to file his lawsuit. I say that to say this. Hold on. The photographer, his name is Chris Herring, fuck that bitch, filed his lawsuit on Tuesday in federal court in Virginia, one day before the law came into force. Um, he's represented by Don't Matter. Um, his lawyers are anti-LGBTQ, and they don't need no breasts. What he is saying is he faces an impossible choice to violate the law and risk bankruptcy, promote views against his faith, or close down. And um, this was exactly what Virginia officials wanted for those who hold Chris's religious beliefs about marriage in mind. So he's afraid that since this law is now enacted, he wants to file a lawsuit so he could get his protections against the LGBT people that would be suing him for not allowing him their business because he's anti-LGBT. He solved the problem when he said his problems. His problems were either risk bankruptcy, violate the law, or promote views against his faith or close down. Sweetheart, you can risk bankruptcy. You can close down. You can do those things. Nobody's stopping you. If you want to have a business in this state and you also want to be a bigot, then you need to move to another state or you need to risk bankruptcy or you need to close your business down. This is no longer the state where you can do those things. There are 30 other states in this country where there are not laws like this on the books. You can go to one of those states with your business and there ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you. No one's gonna blink an eye if you say, you know what, I'm not gonna take pictures at that gay wedding. Y'all, oh, that's LGBT. You know that's out of the the bounds of my faith. I can't do that. Christ would not allow me to take pictures at that gay wedding, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Go to one of those states because there's plenty of states that don't have this law on the books. If you want to stay here in Virginia and you want to conduct business here in Virginia, get with the fucking program. Do business or get the fuck out. That's simple. So, I'm not here for it as far as his case. I think that it's going to be thrown out because it's bullshit. And when it does, I will be back to report on it.
That's crazy. Or I mean, I went to college and I studied like print journalism. And then print journalism started being crazy. So then I took I took my experience and I transformed it into something else. If you've been photographing, is that a word? Photographing and all of that, and then like the industry started changing, then take your experience and make it work for you. Start offering online courses and classes and uh I mean I already got like 4 or 5 business ideas. I don't want to say them out loud, but you can take your experience and start doing something else with it. And if you're not smart enough to do that, the money you're taking to file a lawsuit, you need to take that and invest in a class your damn self. Hello, and try to find another way to make more money because it is going to cost money to make money. But filing a lawsuit ain't the cost money that's going to make you any more money, which are dumbass.
Or you can learn to not be a bigot. I mean, that don't cost no
You
money.
know, wow! I now that's one I didn't even think about.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, you can learn. You can learn that. You can get on Google. You can get on YouTube. You can listen to Here for a Podcast. You can become a Patreon member. You can learn to not be a bigot and be like, you know
What?
what? Them gay people, their money is green, and all I'm doing is taking pictures, and that does not affect my faith. And I can still believe in Christ, and I can still read the Bible, and I can still be um, involuntarily celibate, and I can still be a pedophile in the peace of my own home. You can do all of those things for free,
So you just called a man a pedophile?
because that's what
I
I
don't
believe.
know.
People that think like that, it's something else going on. But that's neither here nor there, or that's
Yeah,
not
definitely
that's not
because
that's not that's not for here for it. There we go.
but definitely when you Google it, you will see that the LGBT community has more disposable income, and they're more likely to pay for the experience that they want rather than sacrifice for what they have to get. So definitely, like if your photos are bomb and you the bomb, then we're gonna pay you what your rate is. Child, everything got a wedding tax on it anyway. So, girl, if your rate is that, but we like your pictures, we're more likely to book you. So, you want to go from booked to unbooked?
Well, he's
Whew.
unbooked at this point. And so speaking on that, I guess I'll go into like a small little segue, and then we'll get to our last call. I have been playing this wedding game, obviously because of the pandemic. My wedding ain't happening like it's supposed to, but if the vendors that I'm hiring for my wedding, if they don't have black representation on their website or in their proposals, and definitely for the photographer, if your pictures don't include anybody from the LGBT community, I'm not booking you
Because how you
because
know they know how to photograph black people?
you don't know how to photograph black people. You're not friendly enough to LGBT people to even put them on your website. No, I'm not. You want me to give you $1,000 to do what? To come here and give and take bad photos? No, ma'am.
I can do that. I could be the bridesmaid and I can be the photographer. Like,
No,
I'll be
ma'am.
back. I gotta go get him the ring, and then I'm gonna go stand over around here, and then I'm gonna take pictures of the mothers.
No. Well, that, um, see, you fucked me up right there.
Moving on.
So I encourage anyone else to do business the same way. If you can't find representation for at least your color and definitely your sexual orientation in doing business with these different vendors, then don't do business with them because there's plenty of other people that do have that representation and do want your money and don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom. So that was my here for it. We're moving on to our last call. Again, if you guys are new to the show, make sure you pour yourself a shot glass of whatever is close to you and do your last call with us.
Okay, time for some tequila.
Same here. Okay, is your last call uplifting? Because mine ain't.
Well, do yours. Go first.
All right. We've talked about this case previously on this show. There was a transgender woman killed and two gay men killed in Detroit, Michigan last year. And we talked about it last year,
Mm-hmm.
a year ago. It was May 25th, 2019, when they were killed. And we talked about it somewhere around there. Uh, their names were Alante Davis, Timothy Blanchard, and the trans woman's name is Paris Cameron. There was a whole bunch of mystery surrounding their killings. We reported on the show that what had happened was they met a piece of trade at the gas station.
Oh, I remember this. I remember we reported on that. I didn't remember the story. Okay. Uh huh. Uh huh.
So these two black gay men and one transgender woman met this piece of trade, quote unquote piece of trade, at the gas station, and they were going to a house party. They was so enthralled and was like, "Ooh, look, we pulled it. Trey gonna come
Okay.
with us."
All right now.
They don't know who gonna get them. They don't know if they gotta even share them, but they taking Trey with
Girl.
them to the house party. Trey get back to the house party with them,
Mm-hmm.
and he does not know. He has not figured out that this is two
Allegedly, he
uh,
don't know. Okay.
allegedly. Again,
Mm,
I don't want to even have the disclosure conversation because,
girl.
girl, that was
Girl.
that was long. But allegedly, he did not know that he was getting in the car and going to a house party, a gay house party, with two gay
Two
men
femme queens in a
and
trans girl.
a trans woman. Allegedly, he did not know that. He get to the party and he doing the drinks and having fun, and then he
Yeah.
started looking around and figuring out that this ain't the party that he thought it was.
Oh, this Southern Comfort got a little Northern Comfort in it. Hello.
Um, long story short, he killed them.
Mm-hmm.
He killed both the gay men and the transgender woman. This is my last call because in stories like this, I don't ever get to follow up on the story because the story gets dismissed. It basically becomes a cold case. Nobody investigates it anymore. It's just them gays is dead, that trans girl is dead. Somebody dead names them in the newspaper, and then that's it. Thankfully, with this story, the man uh, was convicted. Excuse me, was arrested and convicted, and has been sentenced to 3 life sentences in jail
Mm.
for the death of these three LGBT members. It's my last call on a positive note because I'm glad
Wow.
that the criminal, I'm glad that the criminal justice system has worked for our community. I'm sad because this is a black man. He is 19 years old. That is never going to see the light of day again. Never. So that's why I'm conflicted. Yes, he is wrong. He is a fucking murderer. He belongs behind bars. At the age of 19, can he be rehabilitated? I don't know the real answer to that question. Um, I think that us as a society, we need to dive a little more deep into whether this black man at the age of 19 could be rehabilitated in some way, some form. Does he need to be back out on city streets and able to kill anybody else? No, I'm not saying that. But is it a conversation that can be had about rehabilitation at the age of 19? That's the question that I have, and that's why it's my last call because I was very conflicted. I was happy that the criminal justice system finally
Yeah.
stood up for the LGBT community, but I was also like, damn, it's a black man at the age of 19 that's going to be behind bars for the rest of his fucking life.
Whew, that's heavy, but
That's what I said. I was like, I didn't know.
justice was served. Justice was served. Right now, what justice looks like today was served. What justice will look like 20 years from now when that man is 40 and uh, mm. Because I've seen people go to college and get PhD degrees now. Come on, you can continue that education behind bars.
Yeah. And maybe
So,
he can write a book, and talk about what his insecurities were, what he was really
hmm
feeling on that night, and
the
maybe that
room where
book.
it happened. That's what the white people doing, writing books. Mm.
No comment. Um, and maybe that book will reach out to someone else that may be in his position in the future, because I don't think that this is an isolated incident. I think that people like his name is Devon. I think that people like Devon are confused and they get angry and they want to retaliate, and they don't know how to retaliate any other way besides gun violence. And we've seen
hmm
that all weekend. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole about gun violence, but I think that there's ways of rehabilitation that he don't necessarily need to be back on city streets able to get a gun and kill people. There are ways that we don't have to throw him away at 19 years old. And I may be wrong. I'm open to being wrong on this subject. I'm open to constructive criticism and being wrong on this subject. So I see the light in this as far as
We're
criminal
just hopeful.
justice.
We're just hopeful that there is space for change. I'm with you. Like justice was served. He did kill 3 people. I mean, like, bro, he
Yes.
killed 3 people.
Yes.
But we are like hoping, wishing, praying, far wish upon a star far away that like, can this man be redeemed? Hoping so. Hope. Hoping
Yes.
so.
Yes.
Hoping.
What is
Jesus
your
Christ.
last call?
Well, you know what my last call is.
Saucy Santana.
No, first of all, bitch, he got a new single out with another fellow bruh that twirls, and
See,
that song is
that's what I
hot.
said. That was just
Don't sleep. Literally, you ain't gonna get none if Janet Jackson wrote it. Um. Anyway, Noah's Ark reunion. Shout out to Moby NYC, MOBI_NYC, mobilizing our brothers initiative. And shout out to Gilead for and Impulse Group DC, well, Impulse Group as a whole worldwide, and all the other vendors who came together to put the 15-year reunion together for Noah's Ark, hashtag the Rona Chronicles. I'm definitely gonna wait a few days to see if one of y'all start the petition first, because I'm more of a supportive role fish. So if one of y'all start the petition, I'll just post it on my blog and just like tag 20 celebrities and ask them to retweet. But if nobody do this by Friday now, I personally we have to start the bring Noah's Ark back change.org petition. Should it be an Indiegogo? What am I doing? Because are y'all going to give money? Like I just stated, the gay girls do have coin. So can we get together and put something together like a 4 or 5 mini episode something on Vimeo? Would y'all buy that? Or should we be petitioning for like a logo to pick us back up? Or since Viacom is a whole place, they have like 56 channels. Maybe on one country music channel, we could put Noah's Ark on there.
no. I hate that I have to watch Golden Girls on there.
I would say because country music channel be advertising stuff. I'm like, that don't go on here.
I
But
hate that. So I'll be channel surfing and nothing will be on, but they'll have like a Golden Girls marathon, and I'm like, I know I ain't supposed to watch the country music channel because that shit is racist. Because everything outside of Golden Girls is racist. But then I'm like, I want to watch Golden Girls for 2 hours. Fuck. So I end up watching that.
so yeah, from the conversation of Wade having the quote, who is supposed to be the quote stay at home mom, to Wade saying he's quote, I'm supposed
I
to be
felt
the
that one.
man.
I felt that one.
Woo, Wade having that conversation with his father, and Wanda Sykes being Noah's mom, and Noah having the same conversation about who's supposed to be the boy and the girl in the relationship. I was like, oh my god, shout out to Wanda Sykes being on here. Um, and Chance, he's a good old
And
professor.
Titus was
Let
um
me get through. I'm gonna try to get all the
okay.
main characters to glory. Then to Chance, having a conversation with his hubby about he just got that job in Mississippi, and there is so much Confederacy going on. They're talking about tearing down the statue, and Chance's like, "Girl, I got pre-existing conditions. I can't be out here marching with these little 19-year-olds." And then him putting on his mask and going out there and doing it and breaking the head of the statue home. That was so cute. And to Alex,
It was
this is where,
they,
yes,
they cut
Alex.
they cut the budget on that the head of that statue though. I was like, that's a mask.
Alex was referring to the baby OJ as him. When baby OJ now wants to be referred to as they,
They
their, and them. And then Alex called Trey down to the ICU. Girl, I'm busy down here trying to learn about the damn COVID-19 killing the people. It's causing blood clots, and it's more than just a lung virus. It's doing a lot of things in the brain as well. And now on my break, I got to educate you about they, their, and them. All right, well, sign me up. So shout out to Trey.
shout out to Trey's Styles because Trey's Styles still win. Flawless victory.
Shout out to Ricky. Ricky was having the video chats. He was like, "Look now." They was like, "Ricky, what the fuck is that going off over there?" And his jets kept going off. And Ricky had the video montage with all the Brandon Carsons from About Him, and he had the other girl that be hosting the Miami Sizzle. What's that guy's name? The guy that did the photo shoot as a mermaid. What his name is? People love
Oh,
him.
Tookie
Yes, shout out to Suki. And
and
then
MJ.
MJ,
I was like, girl, read the
MJ.
room. Don't invite her. What are we doing? What are we
Well, they
doing?
also had Flame Monroe in the intro.
Ah,
What are your thoughts on that?
chopped.
Well, what are your thoughts so far?
Chopped.
Because I mean, I gave you like 5 points. No
Um,
Atlanta.
I was
Little 5 points.
entertained. I was entertained by it. I wasn't moved to chorus like, oh my god. I will sign the petition if the petition comes around for it to come back. But I'm not moved to chorus of we need more Noah's Ark. We need more stories like Noah's Ark. I feel like the stories of Noah's Ark have already been told. I don't give a fuck what Ricky do no more. Noah and Wade playing around. Give us some new stories. Insecure and I May Destroy You have showed us that there is a new wave of millennial type stories that can be told with LGBTQ slants. And so, yes, it's nostalgic for a nigga like me that watched it like right when it was coming on Logo. Like I was watching it right every episode when it came on Logo, and then I bought the DVDs. So yes, it's nostalgic for me, but we could do. So where are the writers?
Oh, you know what? Oh,
So we
damn.
don't have to do Noah's Ark. We can do something else,
These like the ones
like
bringing
Noah's
Full
Ark.
House back on Netflix. I was like, why are they bringing Full House back? What? Oh, okay.
Jensen writes. Um, I can't think of one of the other ones. Right. Um, so they don't have to act. They don't have to be in front of the camera. They can write stories that are updated and create something new. Again, that was the same conversation we had around. Oh, will somebody want to recreate Set It Off? No, we don't need to recreate Set It Off.
Mm.
Just make something new. It can be something new and black surrounding the criminal justice system because it's so many facets of that. It's so many facets around the LGBT community in those same stories. We don't need to see. I don't need to see Ricky being a hoe no more. Being a hoe ages out sometimes. Trust me, I know.
So, what were your thoughts on Titus Burgess being casted as the relative to Alex? I was like, what? They do look alike. They do look like they could be related. I
They
was
do
like,
look alike, but I wasn't expecting it. I was like, "Am I missing something? Did I miss an episode where Titus Versus was a character?" And so at a certain point, I was like, "Oh, okay, they just like are adding characters." And this is why I'm saying like we can just create something new. We don't need to see Wanda Sykes as Noah's mama for 10 more episodes. We can create something new. Give me a new Noah. So I like that this happened. I'm happy and grateful this happened. The production was amazing. Again, it was entertaining. I'm not saying that I want to see 10 new episodes of these same storylines.
well, I was really excited that it got around 300,000 views in like 24 hours. So that's good. It trended number one on Twitter.
Yep.
So that does show that there is
There's
interest.
interest. Yep.
and what's going on. And I really do hope that they reach their goal of raising $100,000 for the 7 or 8 LGBT organizations that they were looking to. Okay, close. That they were looking to help. As of right now, Noah's Ark Virtual Reunion Charity Fundraiser has only raised $10,000 of their $100,000 goal. So I'm hoping that they do get more money for like Casa Ruby DC. There were a few trans organizations that they were let me see if I can find it quickly. Do okay.
Daryl Stevens is also a writer. That was the other one. I couldn't think of it. Daryl Stevens is a writer. He can write a whole new show.
Yeah, so they're hoping to donate to Casa Ruby here in DC, Glitz, which is the gay and lesbians living in a transgender society. Oh, that's a cute little organization name. In the meantime, men's group, LGBT Detroit, Mobilizing Our Brothers Initiative, and the Oakland LGBTQ Community Center. So hopefully we'll reach those $100,000 so those 7 organizations can get all of their donations. And shout out to Entertainment Weekly for hosting the Q&A. I don't know how Karamo Brown became the host, but cool. He did a good job. Karamo did a great job as a little host for the Zoom virtual reunion. Karamo did a great job. But as I was
But I
sharing it on
wasn't gonna
social
watch it
media,
because it was Karamo. So
as I was, the girl's like, Karamo. All the comments, Karamo. I'm gonna click it, but Karamo.
I'm not gonna click it because it's Karamo.
And shout out to Glad Impulse, Gilead, all the people for putting it on. The community really enjoyed it. And my last point is Noah. I mean not Noah. Wade was not wearing a mask when he was down there at the protest as it closed out, and Noah not wearing a mask down to the basketball game is how we got here in the first place. No, you supposed. I mean, Wade, you supposed to learn your lesson. I'm not here for that. But my last call goes out to the Noah's Ark reunion. So hashtag bring back Noah's Ark is out there in the world. Anthony Superman is saying he wants to see something new. I'm saying bring back Noah's Ark. What do you guys think? Let us know in your comments, which y'all always do. And make sure you guys are following the show on the internet at Here For It Pod. Use our hashtag Here For It Pod or Here For It. I don't forget what the hashtag is. What is the
Here
hashtag?
for it high.
Here For It High. Woo, drugs. Tequila. When y'all are talking about the show online, I'm supposed to do my wrap out. My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters. And of course, oh, that was weak. RonaldMatters.com.
I'm gonna blame my microphone on that. And I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, aka the Sassy Sagittarius. Please stay tuned, you guys. We will be bringing you more content. Please get over to our Patreon. We have additional content over there, only exclusive to our patrons. Um, Wear your motherfucking mask if you must take your ass in the street. Uh, Take whatever prep that you are prescribed or whatever prep your roommate is prescribed. The revolution will be televised, and we will see y'all soon. Bye.